Check, check. Check one, check two. I hope the audio is coming through. I hope the audio is going out. Okay. It's G from the Academy, and I'm going to put out a live call right now to my man David in Indonesia. Apparently, he's watching online. I'm going to put a call through to him right now. So let me just see if I can pull up the system here, and let's check out what happens when I put the call through. Hopefully everything is going to work out okay. The digital systems are out of our control, but we can.
Check two.
Hey, man, are you there? Are you there?
Of course I'm here, man. For you always.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, pump up the volume. Get closer to the mic.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
I like that, man. It's like you're on a stage, man. It's cool. It's cool. Do you hear me? Yeah, man. You are.
Yeah, cool.
You are loud and clear. Where are you today?
I'm in my room. I'm in my room, just chilling.
Excellent, excellent. The room of the king.
I call it the kingdom of the universe.
Wherever we are, that's where the kingdom is, man. Wherever we are.
Exactly.
Wherever we are. I hear you've been getting into trouble.
Yeah, man. I haven't been live for 2 days now because I've been blocked.
Yeah, because
Facebook.
Yeah, because you were playing with the gods, man. You were playing with the
gods, and they thought, oh man, this is a pain in the ass. Because I went first on Facebook Live, and I already knew that they were gonna block me because I already made it clear in my post that hey, don't be surprised that I will cut off, because when I came live, you don't even know how many people came on my live stream, because I already announced it. Like maybe 300 people at once. Boom.
Bang.
They were all thanking me. They're all thanking me. Oh man, brother, I'm at school now, and now because of you, I can watch it. And the other one said, yeah. But you know what the funny thing was? There was also people complaining, like, hey man, you should do the camera this, that, and you shouldn't talk too much and all this kind of stuff. I was thinking, man, what are you complaining? and I was thinking, okay, I just let it. But people in the stream said already to those guys that are complaining, hey, you better shut your mouth, because he's doing this for us. You're watching it for free.
You started a fight, man.
Yeah, exactly. So and then I was blocked, and then I tried it on Instagram, and I thought I was safe.
Yeah.
But after 10 minutes, I was also kicked out of there, but not blocked. I was only kicked out of it.
Yeah, but there is no safety on the internet. You can share information.
No, because I understand, because hey, you're recording otherwise everybody should do that, and then they cannot sell those pay-per-views. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a business. It's like we all understand it, but there's rights to things as well, and it's pretty complex. Look, I'm happy when I can dive online and find stuff that shouldn't be there. Okay, I'm happy about it, right? But at the same time, I recognize that there are limits to things, especially the live event. Everybody wants to see the live event. Yeah, live is powerful. Live is energy. Live is vibration and feeling, and it's the real. There's nothing more real than real, right? So so I under.
But did you watch the match or not?
Well. Yeah, I went on YouTube after it was finished, and I watched it on YouTube, right? Because people were Yeah, and that's good enough for me. I mean, I'm
okay, man.
I like to watch.
If my cousin has the how you call it, the Fox channel, so yeah, we could see it live. But otherwise, I also was seeing it in the replay. It doesn't matter. But when it was live, I was thinking, whoa, man, it's happening now.
Well, yeah, the technology is changing now to the point where the cell phone companies are blocking the signals when you're at events. So if you're at the event, you cannot transmit live from the event. It's like whether it's UFC or boxing or football or whatever else. There's now a new law in the European Union which says that if there is an advertisement in the background of your photograph, that your photograph is not allowed. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's insanely crazy because it's stopping people sharing what's real. It's stopping people share
exactly.
in basic information.
You notice I like raw. I like it raw. I like it. What you get, what you see is what you get.
Absolutely.
So the funny thing was, I was thinking like I always use if I go live, I always say it's now on broadcasting, and that came about, and I just use it. So I'm gonna I don't know. I think something's gonna. Something beautiful is going to develop about this. Now I'm broadcasting. There's a cousin of mine is also in a TV production kind of thing. I said, hey, what do you think about that name? Now I'm production. Now I'm broadcasting. He said, yes, it's a nice pronouncement. So I always say, now I'm broadcasting live from Jakarta and blah, blah, blah. But now I was thinking at that moment when we were going to be live with that event, the UFC, I said to my cousin, he has a business in walkie-talkies, and that is for events. So he rent them out for people. So it's called bbcom.id. So I said to him, hey, listen, man, just give me your logo, and I just put it on the TV where I'm filming. So it was also in the picture, bbcom.id. And I also changed the setting, like broadcasting in association with bbcom.id. So that was the plan. But yeah, I was thinking, oh man, they're really gonna block.
Man, don't play with the big boys yet.
Yeah, I know, man.
Okay.
Listen, man.
Don't play with them yet.
Listen, the rematch. I know it's gonna be a rematch, and I'm gonna do it again. But I'm gonna figure out how because I'm gonna pick up the challenge.
No, listen, they are where they are because they are one step ahead of you. Okay.
I know, but I like to be two steps ahead before by them. But I will figure it out. You know who I am. You know. I'm anonymous. I'm everywhere, but I'm also nowhere.
Yeah, I get it. You have to. I get the urge to fight the power, but there's also the power to let it be at the same time.
Yeah, you know what it was? When the Instagram was blocked, or I was that I was signed off. Then I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna watch the match, and I'll leave it. But somehow I like I want to do it again, but then beat them somewhere. I don't know. I just have to figure out. I have a couple of months to figure it out, but we'll see.
Yeah, I get it. So what was your opinion of the fight? Give me a breakdown.
My opinion, yeah. You know what it is? Khabib, man, it's too bad that he flipped at the end, because if he beat the Conor, so he could be fair and square, and then leave the octagon with pride. But now he was like a strange dog, man. He just went ballistic. He went over the fence and he started fighting. And then all his friends, also, I call his crew now the sucker punch crew. The sucker punch crew. So
yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of cons about it, right? There's a lot of negativity about it, it all. First of all, you play by the rules, and if you don't play by the rules, you shouldn't be in the game. Now, there's a time to write your own rules. That's fair enough, but I don't. Everybody's got their own opinion. Some will say it's okay, some will say it's not, and they'll all be right for their own reasons. But when the fight is over, when the whistle blows, whatever, right? That's it. You stop, because nobody is going to respect you if you don't respect the rules. No one's going to respect you. I mean, it's like you don't become the best of the best. One of my friends posted something online. He said that when two champions are telling you to calm down and you don't listen to them, there's something wrong with you, right? You know, when
then in my eyes you're not a champion, man.
yeah, you're not, because I mean, if you look at like football, Lionel Messi doesn't. He's not where he is because he falls over and, you know, he pushes people and he looks for cards, and he's where he is because he plays the game, right?
Yeah, he plays the game.
Exactly. He's respected because he doesn't go down easy, and he plays to the whistle, and he plays to the rules, and he gains respect for those things which are difficult, because the truth is, after a certain point, it's really difficult to follow the rules, because the rules are there to constrain you, right? You know, when you start, the rules are there to guide you, but then when you get beyond a certain point, the rules are there to stop you doing something stupid, right? And
you know what it is, rules are also meant to be broken, but but at a certain point, you can break them, but also stay in the broken rules. Yeah. Because you can break the rules, but you can also be buck wild in the rules. You know.
Listen, look, break the rules, but don't break yourself, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or don't break the law, because the law is there for some reason, right?
Oh yeah, there's a great Arnold Schwarzenegger speech where he says break the rules, but don't break the law, right?
Yes, exactly. I have that from him. So I thought it was a cool quote. So that's my opinion, because you have to sometimes break the rules to grow, to set your bars, and to go out of your comfort zone. So, but what is your opinion about Conor McGregor? What do you think about him? I mean, about how he does it, how he plays the game.
Well, look, I have some speeches, some talks on my YouTube channel about the UFC and Conor McGregor, and because I was working with a group of kids, and to get them interested in anything, I had to be interested in what they were interested in, right? So it's the interest that makes things interesting. So I try to find out what they were interested in, and one of the things that they were really, really fascinated about was the UFC fighting. Yeah. So I sat down with them, and we watched a couple of fights, right? And I tried to communicate with them through that principle. And one of the things that we did was we looked at Conor McGregor and his principles for motivation. Yeah. Yeah. And we looked at what drives him, and we looked at how he fights, and we looked at his background, and it's really interesting. I mean, first of all, it's a rags to riches story, right? It's a rags to riches story. Exactly.
So you can make a movie of him.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's from where he used to work for a road maintenance company. He was building roads, right? And so he's an example of what can be done. Now, when you look at his past, when you look at his history, you look at how he grew up, right? He came from a terrible family, absolutely terrible, right? And his father would beat the shit out of him regularly. Yeah. Now, here's your psychology 101, right? Here's your psychology 101. When you get in the ring with Conor, he's not fighting you. He's fighting his father.
Yeah, man.
He's still trying to beat the shit out of his father for his father beating the shit out of him when he was a kid. Yeah. And he hasn't dealt with that yet, and that is everything that is coming out of him. It's totally.
That is the thing, man. That is the thing. What's happening now with him? These fights, because I saw it, and I saw already. Maybe the first round, I thought, no, man, it's not gonna happen, because he was already a little bit gassed out again.
Yeah, well, he's lost what he had. Okay, it's visible. It's visible in his fighting persona, in his attitude. Now he's got the mouth for the game, right? He can talk the game. He's got the mouth for the game. He's got this foul, vicious tongue that he can use to clip anybody. But there's something missing, and you know what's missing. Let me tell you why it's missing. I'll tell you why it's missing, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Gold corrodes the soul.
Yeah, man.
Gold corrodes the soul.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And when you end up in his position, you become part of the big money-making machine.
Exactly.
And when you're in there, it's kind of like being just one piece in the puzzle, a pawn in the game. You get lost, right? You get lost, and he knows what he has to do to get where he needs to get, but he's part of a big machine, and everyone is making a dime on him, right? Everyone's a monkey on his back, right?
Yeah.
And that's way too much for that little kid whose father beat the shit out of him, right?
Exactly.
Because what you have is he's going to do a Mike Tyson. He's going to implode unless there's a role reversal, or he discovers compassion, or there's a.
I'm a strong believer that he's coming greater out of this,
Mm-hmm.
because he has to how do you call it? He has to sit back and really watch this match over and over again and figure out, hey man, what went wrong? What went wrong?
Oh, absolutely.
Because with his talk, I thought, man, he already knocked him out with his press conference.
Mm-hmm.
He already did it with his tongue, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also like that. I can beat someone the crap out of my words, because my communicating skills are now on point. I can easily talk somebody under the table, and they don't know where they're coming from. You know, they don't know what to say anymore. Mm-hmm. Because of the last time that I told you the fight that I always fought those three guys in McDonald's. Mm-hmm. I don't know, they didn't come from Australia, but a different part. They were really misbehaving and being disrespectful about food, and I couldn't handle that. So and then I was really creative at that point, you know.
Well, you have to be you have to be careful, because okay, here's the point. You're never in as much control as you think you are, because you're always 1 second away from something that you can't stop happening, right?
No, exactly. That's exactly my point, GW, because I was also at the point that I think, oh man, it can be ugly, because I could go over that line, that when you go over that line, then you don't know what's gonna happen, because it can go anywhere. So I was really aware of it, and then I went away. I just took my stuff and I went out, because I want them to go out, and then we go outside, and then it will be ugly, because you can do anything there. Because I was that far, because I was just coming from the orphanage, and I was thinking about those kids, and they were playing with food, and I was thinking, that's a match, man. That cannot. I cannot understand that you can do that.
Listen. There are people who are screwed up that you're not going to change, man. And it's best leave the fuckers alone. Leave the fuckers alone. Look, I lived in London for almost 5 years, and I remember going into not because I wanted something, because my friends wanted something, but they went into McDonald's in the city of London, the big financial district, and there were guys, adult men, who had bought food in McDonald's, and what they were doing was they bought the food and then they were throwing it at the workers. Okay. These were guys making like £10,000 a week. You know, they were making big money, right? You know, they could make 10,000 a day if they wanted in their trading, and it's like what do you do? You know, when you've got adult babies, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, think about how long it takes to grow up. What did it take, like 20 years to grow up, right?
Yeah.
And you've got
Yeah.
adults who are babies. It's going to take 20 years to change them.
Yeah.
And you know, you want to change them quickly by hitting them with a baseball bat, but that doesn't do any good at all, right?
Oh.
So you know, it's me, everybody has to realize that there's people out there who are broken. We want them to change. We put out information to help them change, but beyond that, everything else is a giant risk, because crazy is fucking crazy, man, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you never know what's in somebody else's head. It's like, I've been in those situations before where I've got into fights, or I've been in a position of having the opportunity to get into fights, and you don't know if the other person is a black belt, right? You don't know. You
Yeah.
maybe the other person like plays rugby every weekend and is, you know,
Yeah.
his and maybe he looks like he doesn't do it, but hell, there's people
Yeah.
I know who are fat, overweight, and they're black belts at karate, right? And you
Yeah.
know, that's
I know,
that
man.
that's
I
so
know.
so
Yeah.
so you never know what's on the other side. And the only
Yeah.
people who should get involved in conflict are professionals, right? That's if you're not a professional, say what you have to say, and then get the fuck out of there, because
Yeah.
who knows what shit is going to hit the fan. You ever watch a James Bond movie? You
Yeah.
see
Yeah, man.
you see what James Bond does 90% of the time. You know what he does?
Yeah.
He's running away, man. Look
Yeah.
at
Just
the
being
films.
cool and then
He's being
go.
yeah. You get in, you get the job done, and then you
Yeah.
get the hell out of there, because you don't want to
Yeah.
be there when everything goes
The
down.
shit turns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to be there, and that's kind of what, when we go back to the UFC match, right? That's kind of what happened. The guy didn't understand that you get in, you get the job done, and then you get out of there,
Get
because
out. Yeah,
the
man.
job is
Because
the job is not
when you get
finished.
out, man, you know, now the thing is, he had to, because he wanted the belt. I saw he wanted the belt around his waist.
Mhm.
But Dana said, if I do that, people will mock you, man. They will come in there, they will throw stuff in the ring and everything, up in the octagon, and it will not be safe because they don't see you as a champion.
Mhm.
So that they didn't do. And then I thought by myself, yeah, see what happened, Khabib. If you just, you choked him already, and then
Mhm.
it was off, he tapped, and then you could say, hey, yeah, man, I beat your ass. That's it. And then
Yeah,
you would
Connor,
get the
listen,
belt.
Connor understands defeat. He's been
Yeah,
beaten
yeah,
before.
man. And that's
Connor
why I think
understands.
he's a real king. He is a real king. He's humble in defeat, and he's humble in victory. So yeah, I mean, come on.
He's done his
Yeah,
job. He's done it. They've done their job. You know, they're
yeah,
paid to do a job, and the job
yeah,
starts and the job finishes. And listen, you're just, when you're getting paid by people,
yeah.
you you, you followed their instructions, right? You know, you do.
Exactly.
When you're getting
Because without the crowd, you're nothing, dude. You won't get those millions in the bank.
oh
So
yeah, and look, the crowd was behind Connor, so there was nothing to
yeah,
be gained from being
yeah, yeah, exactly.
overly aggressive there. There was.
You saw when Khabib went back to his dressing room, they throw everything to him, and food, drinks, water, everything. So yeah, it's yeah, and I'm telling you, man, the next match, the rematch, it's gonna happen. I know for a fact because it's gonna be a lot of money. Yeah,
Mm.
they have to really triple the security.
Well,
Triple
yeah,
the
I mean, it's. Well,
because
you have, yeah. On you go, mate. On you go.
you know what it is because I was always a very narrow, how do you call it? Feel a good connection, deep connection with people like yeah, from Scotland,
Mhm.
Ireland, and all those kind of countries, the Scandinavian side. But this time I really felt Connor and everyone there because yeah, I feel proud to be also part of yeah, Ireland and Scotland and everything because they also have that warrior mentality in them.
Mhm.
Because I'm from Ambon. In Ambon you have like Alipuru, and
Mhm.
Alipuru is like the real yeah, old school warriors back in the days, and they really have the warrior mentality. And all those things now I understand, man, why I have that yeah, that sometimes I'm scared of myself if I see myself doing stuff, because when I was in McDonald's and I threw that bottle to him, and really hard, boom, and I was thinking, what the fuck is happening now, man? Normally I would never do that, but this time I had to take action. And when I did it, and then I came to the table, and then I started to talk, and then what I'm saying, I was very creative in my words, because I also figured out that I'm from Papua. Not West Papua, but Papua. I know in West Papua they eat people. They are cannibals there. So I just say Papua, and it doesn't matter. And then I said to him, "Hey, listen, I love to eat people like you, and give me." I said to the women after the behind the counter, just give me some ketchup, mayonnaise, and some sambal, some spicy sauce. I will put it on these motherfuckers. And I will take them out because I like my food to take out, take away. That's creative.
That's it. Yeah, you be creative, but be careful at the same time. Listen. Conflict is actually about rules. Okay.
Yeah.
Conflict is about rules. War is about rules. There are things that even in like World War I, World War II, whatever. There were things that it was wrong to do. There were things that you couldn't do. Absolutely, in those at those times of the year. Sorry, there's weird things going on in the background here, right? Anyway, no, and look, if you're a warrior, right? If you're a warrior, you are also valiant and humble. If you're a warrior, because a good fighter knows when not to fight. A good fighter knows what punches not to throw.
Yeah, man. Because Bruce Lee had it correctly. He said the art of fighting is fighting without fighting. Hey, man. The art of fighting is fighting without fighting.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah. Bruce Lee himself, he was a lethal weapon. He can easily disarm someone in seconds. Boom. That's quick he was. But he doesn't have to do it, because sometimes in interviews, people wanted to challenge him, and I asked him, "Are you really that good?" And he said, "I would be lying if I say if I'm not, but you can't test me." so yeah. Sometimes if he was portrayed as the martial artist he was, people want to challenge him, of course. But his what he made stand out of the rest is because he combined martial arts with philosophy, and that is the combination.
Absolutely.
If you only do martial arts, you only do the fighting part, you do the fancy stuff and so. But if you do the philosophy, then you have depth in your art, and it's with everything. It doesn't matter with that, because I dance, and I have also a philosophy behind my dance, because I want to learn all the dances I can learn, because there's a great history behind it. I mean, if I just met a guy from Brazil, and he said also we do capoeira, and we did that because we couldn't because capoeira is a dance, but also a fight. You can fight with it, but they cover it up to look like it was a dance, but they can really fight with that dance. If you ever watch capoeira. So all those histories is really, it's really interesting, because also I do salsa, I do bachata, and they also come, they're inherited from Africa. So it's very interesting, man, and that's why I want to go to do more dances, even African dance, and even, hey man, if you know maybe Scottish dance, I will do that as well, man. I don't know if there is a Scottish dance.
You're right to point out that the dance is training for war in disguise. That's what it is. That's what it is. The subtle movements, the understanding, everything from everything. I mean, if you look at the classical European dances, right, and then you look at fencing, the art of fencing, you will find that they are the same thing.
And that is what Bruce Lee did. He did fencing, and he did cha-cha-cha. He was a champion in Hong Kong, cha-cha-cha champion. And cha-cha-cha is the basic for salsa. So everything comes from somewhere, you know, and I think it's beautiful, and that's why I call myself a universal dancer. So I want to know everything what's about dancing. It doesn't matter which country or what else. It's movement, and that's for me enough to do it. So
absolutely, if you want to fight for peace, then dance.
Yeah.
Man,
Because
put that on a fucking t-shirt. Put that on a fucking t-shirt. Somebody put that on a fucking t-shirt, man. If you want to fight for peace, then dance.
Oh shit! I'm gonna use that, dude.
Man.
If you want to fight for peace, then dance. Nice.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just hurting people, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise you're just hurting
I also
people.
flipped the script with some of those quotes. You know, I mean, you know the quote like maybe I told you that before, but there is a quote that is dance like nobody's watching. Dance like nobody's watching, right? It's a cool quote. But I flipped the script. I said, dance like everybody's watching, but you just don't give a damn. Because there will always be people that have an opinion about you. And if it's good or bad, doesn't matter. But there's always someone doesn't like what you're doing. But if you are constantly thinking of those people, you will not be free. You will be freezed. Not free, but freezed. You know, you cannot dance properly. You cannot dance in the flow. So I have thrown it all away, and I can dance anywhere. And I'll tell you a secret. All those dances what I put online, on my on my Instagram, that are all dances that I have my headphones on, but I don't have music. I just dance without music. I edit it with music, but I don't dance with music. Why? Because when I record, I cannot listen to music because you cannot do it simultaneously. You know what I mean? Oh,
secret's out, man. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So yeah, that's the thing. But like, okay, what my plan is, I'm about to get a like an iPod Touch, so I can put down my music on, and then I can record. But now I have to be creative. So I've already the movement. If I already have something in my head that I want to bring out, and then I start to dance. But that's the beautiful part with dancing, and especially with freestyle. You don't know what's coming out. You just let yourself lead in the movement, and that's why I'm telling you, when you dance like I do my freestyle, I lose myself and I find myself at the same time, and then you are in the eternal now, and then anything can happen, and then you are in the creative state of mind. You be so creative. What happens in your environment? You look at the attributes, the pavement, everything. You think, okay, I can do this. You just look at my last video that I did on a staircase, and I did it in 2 takes. I did 2 takes because the first take was not good in the frame. So I said, okay, do another one, and then in two frames I did it, and totally it took me like 3 or 4 minutes, and then I said it's a wrap, because then I used like an app program to edit it, and that app program is really nice because they already have everything in it to choose. You can choose the music, you can choose the setting, the frame work, how you want it. And I'm already knowing how which frame I want and what kind of music I want on it, because all those music that you choose there, they're already you don't have to buy the rights. So Instagram, Facebook doesn't come to you saying, hey, you're using music from an artist that you have to be you have to apply, or you have to have recommendation. How do you call it?
The rights to it, maybe?
Yeah, you have the rights to ask if you can use it and all this kind of stuff. So, but with the app program, and I'm telling you, it's called Quick, and they're associated with GoPro. So it's really nice, and I use that, and within 5 minutes, I can already upload it, and boom. I even am that quick that the system has to follow my pace. They cannot keep up because I'm that fast.
Yeah, that's good. You're a creator. You're a creative person, and that's good. And creative people are always they always want to be in a state of flow. They always want to be in a state of movement.
Because I have a business. I'm not gonna tell you now on this live, right?
Yeah, we're putting this out on Facebook Live, man.
Yeah. I don't want to tell it yet because it's something that is in development. But I have a freaking awesome idea of what I want to and it's going to be it has to be it's about an app that I want to develop. And yeah, it's really cool, man. And yeah, I already presented to my cousin, and he said, "What the fuck? Did you came about this app, this idea?" Yeah, I said, "Yeah, man. It just came to me, and I just went through it, and then I started to write it. And when I was writing it, yeah, things flow. And then now I have it on my paper, and now I can adjust things, and I see more things that can go in that app because it's going to be that big that a lot of people can how do you call it they can benefit from it. And it's going to be a franchise.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I developed the platform, and people can use those platform to do their business, but really cool business. I mean, with the problems with franchise is that you have to follow all those regulations. You don't have much space to do your own thing, right? Like McDonald's, you cannot sell other things like Italian food.
Franchise. A franchise is for the non-creative people. That's what a franchise is for.
Exactly. And for me, I do this as a franchise platform, but I will give the franchise people that want to do that franchise, I give them the ability to also be creative for them. That is also something for them, because they of course they gonna carry my business name, but under my business name they can also set up their own business. It's like that. It's really cool, man. What I have in my mind, and I think I'm gonna make a lot of people happy with this concept. And it's more than only that, because there is so much that you can do with it. But I want to tell you about it offline, not on this app.
Okay.
On this live.
Yeah, not on the fuck book, man. Not on the fuck book.
Yeah, no, exactly. So
there we go.
Because you never know. With those ideas, there are people that think, hey, it's a great idea. Let me do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So yeah.
Yeah, well, another thing that dance helps with is it gives you confidence. It gets you moving. It gets you meeting people, and you know what happens if you live in fear. You know what happens if you live in fear? You get frozen, right?
What I'm saying, you freeze. Yeah.
You freeze, yeah. And when you freeze, that's the inability to move, the inability to change, the inability to do. Yeah, you're stuck. You're stuck, and that's not a good place for anybody to be, right?
No, man.
That's absolutely not a good place.
And that's the thing, man. I started to dance when I was 13. It was not that young, but yeah, better late than never. But my older brother, Brian, he introduced me to dance. I mean, he danced to he dated a girl, and she owned a ballet a ballet company, and she wanted a guy also dancing in the company. So my brother danced in the company, and then he asked me to join him, and then it started from that. And the funny thing was, I live in Alkmaar, and Alkmaar is like a city that is not that busy, but also not that it's in the middle. It's not that busy, but also not that quiet. It's perfect for if you want to live not in a busy city like Amsterdam. Amsterdam is really crowded, but in Amsterdam there is all the things that is happening. I mean, there are almost the best dancers from the Netherlands, also in Rotterdam, but mostly in Amsterdam. So when I went clubbing in Amsterdam, then there was a whole different ball game, because I saw that dancers like, whoa, they did all freestyle, and I never did freestyle before because I did only choreography. And choreography, everybody can learn. I mean, that is something that is already written, and you just have to follow it. And if you're a quick learner, then you can do it quickly. And if not, you can do it eventually as well, but it's going to take a little bit longer. But freestyle, I already told a lot of people, and I also posted a couple days ago, freestyle is the style of styles. I see that as the style of styles. And that is something that is you. and it's only you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. The best fighting styles are freestyles.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, exactly. That's also Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said
Yeah.
that. Bruce Lee is the founder of MMA, really, because he already believed that you cannot go on the street and you say, okay, we're gonna only use that hands, okay, only the fist, because I'm a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say that. You have to use everything, and you have to train everything. You have to train your legs, you have to train your punches, you have to train your knees and your headbutts and everything, even biting. Fuck it, everything is useful in a fight, in a street fight, in a street brawl, you know. But yeah, okay, if you do a sport, yeah, then there are rules. You have to follow those rules, because otherwise you will be disqualified.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did the I did Krav Maga training, which is
from Israel.
yeah. I did that style of training, and one of the first like the first thing they teach you is get out. You know, the first thing they teach you is get away. That's the first thing they teach you is escape, get away. That's the very first thing they teach you, because the aim is to not be harmed, right? The aim is to not be harmed. So the first thing they teach you is get away. The second thing they teach you is what can I use that's around me to you know to like is there a chair, is there a club, is there a lamp, is there a cup, is there a table, you know, that is like that's the second thing they teach you, right? Then before anything connected with blocks and punching and kicking and hitting and body movement and wrestling, before all of that they teach you those two things, right? So you don't even the basics don't even get to fighting, right? The basics are like escape. Yeah. And then if that doesn't work, if that doesn't work, if there's no other option, if you have no choice in the situation, then it's no holds, okay, no holds barred, right? No limits, right? You do whatever you need to do without question at that point.
Exactly.
So no dogma, basically.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is, I did Kung Fu, and the style is Choi Fat, and it's a style that is that you don't use a lot of leg movements, more hands. And I did it a couple of years ago, for a couple of years, but it was maybe 20 or maybe 24 or 5 years ago when I did it for the last time. But the funny thing is, it comes now back, because with my exercises, I started to do Tai Chi movements, but what I do is not Tai Chi. It's really something that I do for myself. So I just feel the movement and I just flow. And yeah, I don't care what people think. They may be real Tai Chi masters. They will think, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I don't care, because I feel something in me that is aligned with myself. And yeah, and it's all. Of course, I'm a copycat of Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee is always and still is a mentor in my life. Because that is what I loved about him, because of the combination of martial arts and philosophy. So
and also you don't get better than somebody by copying them.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't. You just become a weaker replica in that situation. So you in order to be better than someone, you must innovate.
Innovate, exactly. So I am innovating now, because people are looking at me and they see movements of Bruce Lee, but then again they see also me. So because I do it differently, you know.
You know what you should do? You should make a video which is me and Lee, right? And you should on one side you should have like Bruce Lee's movements. On the other side you should have your movements.
Because I do the movement that they call I don't know what the name is, but he does the movement with his hands, and then he it's like opening a flower, right? He uses the hands one by one, and then he because in the film I think it was Fist of Fury. He fought a white guy at the end, and he did that movement, and then you see they pop up a flower that opens, and that movement that I studied that so many times that it's now an automatic thing. So when people see that, I'm usually doing it in the park, here in the park. Yeah, they're really like, whoa, man, it looks very impressive, you know. And that's the thing. I know that people are watching, but it's not for me to impress people. It's just for me to express myself all the time. And it's not only with dance, but also with martial arts now. And I think it's fun that it's coming out now already, also. And it's like riding an old bike. Everything comes back, you know. And oh yeah, this was the movement. Oh yeah, this was it. Oh yeah, this. And then I think, yeah, and everything goes back again. And I think, okay, I still got it. And now it's more disciplined because I'm more grounded in the movement. Back then it was just the movement and you just follow and that's it. But now you really understand, because when I do that Tai Chi kind of form, it's also for me to center myself, and I do also the breathing exercise, and that's all about it. You know, your organs need air, and when you breathe properly, you give those organs air. You know.
Yeah, and the brain needs oxygen as well. So
yeah, exactly,
I mean that's what's important.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
and I love the Bruce Lee quote about water. He's like, water takes.
I can do that, man. I can do that quote. He said, "Be formless, shapeless, empty your mind. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into a teacup, it becomes the teacup. If you put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. Water can crash and can flow. Be water, my friend."
Oh yeah. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing, and he knew exactly what he was talking about. That is a master, right there.
He was a master, man. You know what it is? He had charisma. When you look at him, he had charisma, man. I would fall in love with him. Really, man. If I was a girl, I would date him because he had something, man. He was funny. You should see an interview with him. He was a TV host. It's an interview from almost an hour. But man, I can replay it all the time because there's so much depth in that interview. He's so yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, there have been many beautiful people, and luckily we have the technology to be able to, you know, record what they said and what they did, and you know, share that with other people as well. It's super cool, man. I got to jump. There's stuff going on around about me, so thank you very much for the chat, man. Much appreciated. As always. What's on your plans? What's on your radar? What's on your horizon? Give me a quick 30 seconds.
My radar is I'm going to Singapore. I have to go out of the country again because I don't have a visa. So I have to go a day out and then coming back. But I hope a friend of mine, he's a dancer, and like 6th October, the Asian Para Games started because a month ago the Asian Games started, and now the Asia Para Games, so for the Paralympic people that are disabled. So they are now playing in Jakarta. But on the 13th of October, there's the closing ceremony. And if I can take part of that, because they have to dance, and I asked my friend, hey, can I also take part of it? Because I really would love to dance on that stage. Man, please. So he's now gonna ask if I'm also can be part of it, and I hope, man, if I can be part of it, and the live Facebook live stream is working again, I'm gonna live stream it. So
okay, that's cool. Yeah, and there's a lesson there. You know, learn to ask the right people the right questions. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely. There's a whole lesson there, man. People can find out about you online. There's what's your Instagram account?
Yeah, I got 3. I got one personal,
okay,
and I got one for only dance, and one for only fitness. So
okay,
workout and everything. So
okay.
My personal account is one David Nelwan.
Okay.
1977.
Okay.
And my dance account is Fearless555. We also talked about what 555 stands for, right?
Absolutely.
Transformation, preparation, and innovation. And my exercise account is David, like YFIT, and then 1977, and then you find my exercises. Because I had to split those two apart, because when they come on my personal account, yeah, some people don't like the dancing and other people does, and then so now I see more that people want to only follow the dancing and the exercise.
Okay.
And if someone both love it, yeah, then they follow my personal account. So.
Super cool, man. Keep posting, keep sharing the stories, and we will talk soon. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to come to Scotland, because in Scotland I want to dance as well.
Oh, I got 1,000 ideas, man. So let's
do that, because I'm willing to dance anywhere, and especially the beautiful parts with you when you're a Scottish or someone that's living there, that you exactly know where it is.
Man, when creators come together, man, when creators come together,
everything is unlimited.
Oh yeah. It's exponential. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
That's cool.
Well, we should collaborate. So
okay.
It's gonna happen sooner than you expect, my friend. So.
Good. You take it easy. I'll speak to you soon, mate. Take care.
Yeah, you too, man.
Okay.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, man.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Hey. That's the man. That's the man taking himself everywhere on his trips and his travels. There we go. Check out his stuff on Instagram. You can find him on Facebook as well. Remember that if you want to get in touch with me, YouTube, the Academy of Language Therapy and Life Coaching, Facebook, all over the place, and page on Facebook under Graham W. Hendrey. Also, the Business Coaching Masterclass podcast and the Chatterbox podcast, and there's a lot of other digital media things going on out there as well. Also on LinkedIn, and Instagram, and Pinterest, and yada, all over the place. So that's cool. I hope this has been entertaining for you. It was a great chat, and we'll be back again with more information. If you want to call in and chat about any specific topic, then just let me know. Hit me up, drop me a message, and we'll get in touch. There we go. Dude, it done. Have a great day, guys. Do 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 do. Ba-da-da-da.